Okay, so another lookup function that we will be going over is the HLOOKUP function. And the H is short for horizontal. So it's very similar to the VLOOKUP, but instead of searching vertically, we will be searching horizontally. So depending on how your data is set up, can decide on which lookup function you need to use. And before we begin, I want to point out that we will be working inside the HLOOKUP sheet tab. So make sure you have this sheet selected. So let's take a look at our example and see how our data is set up. We have the course numbers in our column headings, and then we have the weekdays that this course is available in our row labels. And then we have the amount of students that are in each class. So our goal is to be able to search by the course number and then return the amount of students in that class for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And since that our lookup value is the course number, we have to use the HLOOKUP function because our course numbers are laid out horizontally in our table. So let's insert the HLOOKUP function in our Monday cell by typing in the equal sign and then HLOOKUP. Press the tab on your keyboard to insert the function. And then let's open up our function arguments window and see how the HLOOKUP compares to the VLOOKUP. We can press the FX button at the top of our formula bar, and we can read here that the HLOOKUP looks for a value in the top row of a table and returns the value in the same column from a row you specify. Let me cancel out of this really quick. And so before with the VLOOKUP function, we were searching our list vertically. Then we specified a column number to retrieve a value. But this time around, it's going to be in reverse. The HLOOKUP function will search horizontally first, and then we are going to specify a row number to return a value. So let's go back into our Monday cell, insert our function, open up our function arguments window, and once again our first argument is the lookup value, which is the value that can be found in the first row of our table. So we can select cell C8 because we will be searching by the course number, and then for our second argument is the table array again. So for this we can just select our whole table. Now instead of a column index number, we are specifying a row index number, which is the row number in the table from which the matching value should be returned. So for this formula, we are trying to return the amount of students that are in Calc 101 for the Monday class. And Monday up in our table is the second row, 1, 2. So for this argument, we need to type in 2. And then for the range lookup, we are specifying if we want to find the closest match or an exact match. So let's put a 0 in here to find an exact match. And then also I'm going to make these cell references absolute references, so when we copy down our formula, our lookup value and our table range will remain constant. And if we click OK, our formula returns 50. And if we come up to our table, look at Calc 101 for Monday, there are 50 students. So now let's copy down our formula for the rest of our list. And the reason why our formula is returning 50 for each day is because we haven't changed the row number yet. So for Wednesday, instead of the row index number being 2, we need to change this to 3. Because Wednesday is in the third row, 1, 2, 3. And if we click enter, now we have 45 students in Calc 1 for Wednesday. And then for Friday, we can change the row index number to 4 because Friday is in the 4th row of our table. 1, 2, 3, 4. Click enter. Now our HLOOKUP function is returning the amount of students that are in Calc 101 for each day. And if we change our lookup value to Econ 101, I created a drop-down list for this example to make this a little bit more dynamic. But if we choose Econ 101, now our formula returns the amount of students in this course. We got 100 for Monday, 125 for Wednesday, and 75 for Friday, which are the same values that are up here. So that's how you use the HLOOKUP function. And once again, depending on how your data is set up, will decide on which lookup function that you need to use. I personally use the VLOOKUP function way more often than the HLOOKUP because usually data sets are set up vertically, so we would need to use the VLOOKUP function. But the HLOOKUP function is still important to know how to use, just in case you need to search your data horizontally rather than vertically.